Hi everyone, my name is Mariana Flores, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about higher education in California and Texas. So we're going to start off with California. So California has a system of the UCs, CSUs, and community colleges. Now with UCs, they are the leading institutions for research for the state, but they also focus on undergrad and graduate programs, and they do have jurisdiction for degrees with law, medicine, dentistry, or veterinarian medicine. And now with CSUs, they focus on graduate programs and undergrad programs, and they also have programs for teaching credentials. Now with community colleges, their main focus and main purpose is to provide associate degrees or to provide education for individuals that are seeking to transfer into a four-year university. So now we're going to talk about what California is doing for higher education. So this year, their higher education budget was about $18.5 billion to accommodate to the big population that California has. And they are the four top states that spend the most on higher education since they have a big population. They also have the master plan, which was established around 1960 and is just a guiding criteria to try to get affordable, reliable, and successful education for the people that are going into higher education. And there is a lot of universities and a lot of colleges throughout California in order to accommodate to the big population. So now we're going to talk about the master plan for higher education in California. So the master plan was created in 1960, and it was created to provide affordable, reliable, and successful education. And it hasn't been revised a lot or as much as it should be revised since 1960, since there has been a big change in California's economy, their population, also the ethnic groups that are now attending these universities and these colleges. And we can see this through the rise of Latino students and the rise of Asian American students that are trying to go into these universities. But the master plan does need to address and get revised in order to address these continuous changes and these continuous problems that California has been having. So now we're going to talk about Texas. Now, Texas is very different than California when it comes to their higher education system. So Texas has about 7 systems for higher education. 2 of the large ones is the University of Texas and the A&M systems. So they share revenue from the Permanent University Fund. And now there are other 4 labeled systems that don't enjoy the same financial resources that the other 2 have. And this is Texas Tech, the University of North Texas, the University of Houston, and Texas State System. And then after this, there are 4 independent universities, which is Midwestern, Stephen F. Austin, Texas Women's University, and Texas Southern University. So now we're going to talk about what Texas is doing for higher education. So something very interesting from Texas is that they recently created this higher education plan called the 60 times 30 higher education plan, and is designed to get more students to earn their degree and to help the economy of Texas. So this plan has 4 specific goals. The first goal is that by the year of 2030, at least 60% of people in Texas from age 25 to 34 will have earned a certificate or a degree. The second goal is that by 2030, at least 550,000 students in that year will complete a certificate, an associate degree, a bachelor, or a master's degree from an institution from Texas. And then their third goal is that by this year, all graduates from Texas public institutions of higher education will have completed programs with identifiable marketable skills. Now, their fourth goal is that by the year 2030, undergrad student loans will be way lower and it will not exceed 60% of the first year wages for graduates of Texas public institutions. And this will help a lot with the economy of Texas. Now we're going to talk about the $10,000 BA degree that Texas tried to implement. So this program was a failure from Texas since it was almost impossible to give a degree under $10,000 because it included textbooks and expenses. This program had the intent of getting students to graduate at the age of 20 with very little student loan or no student loan at all. And there was different ways that they tried to implement this. So an example would be Texas A&M University of San Antonio. Their program would start with students taking college level classes in high school, and then they would move to 1 year at a community college, and then their last year they would finish their degree at the Texas A&M University of San Antonio. So only a few universities in Texas implemented this program since it was very hard to not surpass this amount of money to get the degree. And now I'm going to talk about some similarities and differences between both these states. So California and Texas have very large population, and that's why their budget is pretty big. California has an $18.5 billion budget for higher education, and Texas has $17.7 billion. So now some differences is that California has no board of higher education, and Texas does. So what Texas does is that their board oversees universities and colleges around Texas, and they are called the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. Now to conclude, both California and Texas have implemented higher education plans like the master plan and the 60x30 to try to help students graduate and earn their degree. But both need to increase their budget in order to accommodate to the big population they have. And both California and Texas can learn from each other. And overall, Texas and California are one of the best states for higher education and can continue to improve. Thank you.